Hey guys, welcome to a new movie. Today we're doing The Monkey. It's based on a Stephen King story. So let's jump into my general thoughts first. I liked it. It's a good horror movie. I liked it. I actually did like this movie. It's not like it's the best horror movie, no, but it is good. I do like it. I like the concept of it. It's fun. It feels like almost like kind of like I don't want to say like one of those like short story kind of things. Almost you could have done this as it feels like almost like a short story kind. You know what I mean? With like the Junji Ito short stories, kind of like has some of that vibe to it. With like a kind of like feels like a short story kind of vibe. But even though it's one big story, like a full movie, it feels like it feels some of that a little bit to me for some reason. I don't know, it gives me that vibe of like I can see this. I think this was based on a short story, so maybe that's. And then obviously you guys can see for a movie. It's really good. So let's jump into it. Spoiler warnings ahead. So if you've not seen the movie and don't want to get spoiled, you can jump to my rating at the end of the video. Let's jump into it. The movie is about this. It starts off with this guy who takes this puppet, monkey. The monkey, what the movie is based on, the one with the little drums and the saying and the cymbals, whatever, beating it together, you wind it up and it does play or whatever. Takes it to the pawn shop and then obviously the other monkey's cursed or something and it's gonna attack and it kills both of these guys. It kills the shop owner and I believe it kills the guy, and I think the guy who the other pilot guy is like the dad of the main characters, the two kids who are brothers, and then we have the mom, and then they eventually find the monkey. And they use it, or one of them they use it, and they don't know what it is, they just do it. And they're at this kind of like place where you cook up stuff. It's a Japanese place where they cook it in front of you and stuff, and they do it, and the babysitter dies, and then he does it again. Then later on, they're like, oh, it's the monkey, and then he uses it again and tries to like do it on his brother because he kind of hates his brother because he's being kind of a jerk, and he uses it and it accidentally he kills the mom instead because it doesn't just kill. It's not gonna kill who you want to. No, there's a new entity thing, and then eventually the two like grandparents, like aunt and uncle, or people who relate to them, come and take care of them, and they use it maybe one more time to see if it actually works, or just like to make sure like, hey, is this actually the monkey? We don't know. They don't know 100% sure if it's the monkey yet. They do it that time, and the dad or the uncle dies. The guy, he's crumpled in his suit, in his thing, and he dies really violently. I'm like, ooh, you don't see it, but you see like everything goes. I'm like, see that, and then they realize, oh, it's really dangerous. They tie it up, throw it down in this thing to keep it away, and then eventually at the end of it, cut to the future, and he has a son, and he wants to kind of stay away because of all this stuff happening, and he doesn't want him to get hurt. It's weird he has a son because that means he was with somebody, and then that. But I guess whatever the case may be, he doesn't want him to get hurt because of this thing. And honestly, even though it's dropped down the well, it's like it somehow has a way. Because sometimes, a couple times in the past when he was a kid, he destroyed it, but it came back. So it's like, uh-oh. So they eventually figured out a way to keep it away. But then we find out later that people are dying. The aunt or whatever who was still alive, she dies, and some other people start dying. Stuff happening. It's like, uh-oh. Stuff keeps happening, and he goes to get the son because it's his last time to make spend with him, and then eventually the son, by the end of this, find out what's going on. But then he goes to all the stuff, and people keep dying, and stuff happening, and we figure out eventually that brother calls and asks him to meet and do this, and then we eventually find out that the brother has got the monkey again, and he's using it to kill people, and he wants him to turn it to kill, and he wants his son to do it to kill like the brother and stuff. That's the gist of it. It was kind of fun, and there's a guy who's like knows about the monkey, like doing stuff or trying to like works for the brother who he dies. Well, a lot of people die in the first. You like some deaths some of that's all interesting. I will give it. It has some interesting deaths, so not like the basic just you just died in this way. They're kind of all that's very much all like not just your simple I got shot or just like what I mean, generic death. They do have a little flair. Even if they do get shot, it's like in a way where I'm like, okay, that's interesting and fun. The movie's good. I like it. The main actor, he's good. This is just a good movie. Sorry if you like horror stuff. I would check it out if you like Stephen King. I liked it. It was good. And at the end, obviously him and the son make it out alive, and the brother does die in a bunch of like pretty much almost everybody looking like in the town dies. I'm like, yeah. And in the end, it kind of shows a bunch of people like dying, people dying, all kind of stuff. They take the monkey and they're gonna like seal it up and keep it somewhat safe because they know what happens to it. So they know they just gotta make sure like, hey, nobody can best wish to do anything with that. And I'd be like, why don't you separate the wind up thing, cut that off, at least that little piece off, and keep it with it because nobody can like wind it up again. Well, I don't know. But the movie's great. So have you guys seen the monkey? Let me know in the comments down below what you thoughts on it all and what other movies you could be seeing. Let me know as well. You guys can always stay epic. And let's get to the rating. I always try to say epic for last, but I sometimes forget and jump if I give it a rating. Let's get into the rating of this movie. I give this. It's like no one I'm gonna give it an 8. I don't know. We're seeing a lot of movies. I hate when I'm doing a bunch of reviews and all the ratings are the same because I feel like you're like, oh, you're boring, but like generally that's why I think of the movie. I could just be reviewing a bunch of movies that I happen to have the same rating. It just happens, and I hate that because it feels like I'm kind of being like, oh, you're kind of being biased and you're not saying anything. But I do give bad reviews, and I'm kind of more on the mindset of that. But I just generally did like this movie, so I give it an 8. It's fun. Also, with this movie, I want to keep it to mention. There's an extra thing we're doing because it happened during the movie. What I want to mention, this happened during my scene of the movie, and only probably mine. And it's not like a thing that's supposed to happen. Just this. At some point near the end of the movie, we get kind of the climax where he's fighting with the brother and stuff, and in there, and the sun goes into the building. The light came on for a little bit, so for a brief point during that end part there, and then the last part with the brother, the lights were on, so it made it a little hard to see. It was a little made that because the very dark scene and with the lights on, it made it a little hard to see. But it was good. The movie was still good. I wanted to mention that came on, and there was like, it's no fault that it did eventually go out. The lights did go back out. Somebody did something or figured out that was the thing, and it went off. But I thought that was kind of a fun thing. I want to mention that it happened. It's not like something happened during the movie. I like will kind of mention like that. I'm like, yeah, but that was it. I want to mention the little thing that happened during the movie. I'm like, didn't ruin the movie for me. I want to make sure stuff like that. I try not to make my review based on like something that happened like that. For example, the Minecraft movie. I've not seen it yet. If I do go and see it and a bunch of crazy, and I get to see it was a bunch of crazy shit, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna try to not keep it against the movie, but it's gonna be hard with that one. If I'm gonna try to go when there's not a bunch of crazy people. I go earlier in the day during the weekday or something. But what you guys think? I know I really bringing that up. But what you guys think? Like I said, let me know in the comments down below. You guys can always stay up. See you in the next movie, you guys. Bye.